Hello and welcome back to the series where I try to conquer Pendor in 250 days. Now, we're currently on day 41, and I gotta say, I'm kind of liking my chances. Kind of. I'm a little bit hesitant to say whether there is there's a good opportunity for us just in front of our faces. And you're going to get to see exactly what I'm talking about in just a moment. This guy is trying to interfere with my plan, which is not very nice of him. Let's say that, not very nice of him. But that's okay, because that's his job. He is supposed to do this. He's paid. He's paid to do this. He's a paid actor. He's a paid actor. If he sucks in this battle, I'm going to say he's a paid actor right there. But yeah, we're going to see whether we can actually do something here. Oh yeah. Okay, fine. This guy is apparently playing a little bit hesitant, a little bit coy. Not sure why he's doing that. And here come the opponents. All right, it's taking a load of time for them to actually decide to charge us for some reason. I actually don't know why that is. Because they have, technically he's the aggressor, right? So he should be thinking to himself that he has the advantage in almost every single respect. So, bit of a strange decision to go in, to attack us, and then to be like, oh yes, you know what, I'm going to just wait on the other side of the battlefield and make things very uncomfortable indeed. I'm just going to participate in some kind of staring competition with us, apparently. That's what he's doing. I don't know why. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But all I know is that what I've done right now is I have changed my army composition slightly, where I have just put my armored Right, okay, well that's a little bit strange, I gotta say. That is a little bit strange. I don't know whether I believe that he actually hit me there. I know, the game says I did and all that, but I could swear that I was out of range. But apparently not. Alright. Apparently not. Yeah, but that guy absolutely... that guy slaughtered me, 6 ways from Sunday. So, yeah, that is not very good. That's actually very bad, because I do have an upcoming fight that I really need to be healthy for. Yeah, okay, this might be a bit problematic now. I guess we'll see what happens, because what I'm planning on doing, and this is the reason why I said, oh yes, I need everyone to be as healthy as possible, including myself, of course. We're going to do a siege. Oh yeah, we're going to do a siege. And now, the thing is, the only reason why I'm doing this is to farm renown. And you'll see exactly why when we get out of here. Okay, so obviously we did end up achieving victory there with very few casualties. Unfortunately, Anson and myself did get eliminated, and that is actually one of the main problems here. So, not a terribly big fan of that. I'm going to let him go once again, just because that's what we do. Alright, so instead of going for Kishnoman, I decided, hey, it seems like it's a little bit too risky because of the location. It's right next to Toldar Fortress, which is currently having a huge battle being fought over it by a bunch of people, and I was like, okay, we should probably just go away from there, because those vassals could just, hop over to where we are, and then they can do massive damage, and, well, they can try to, and we don't really want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to lay siege to Naltar. So this is where the defenders will sally out. We have a -7 battle advantage. Our renown value for this is 63, which is exactly the reason why I wanted to do this. Now, let's hope that I can survive, because as we know, if you die, if the player character dies in a sally out, you do not get any renown. And so, obviously, my main concern is actually surviving, and then, achieving victory after that. Now, I am going to tell my forces to charge in here, because obviously we have limited amounts of ammunition. I believe we have a couple of shots each, which is not really that much, but, you know, not much I can do about that. We kind of just have to roll with it. And let me see if I can just beat this guy. It's going to be extremely unlikely. My sword is not actually for dueling. My sword is for cavalry combat. And this is not cavalry combat. So this might be... Oh, that was actually a lord. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I did not realize that for 1 second. Okay. Yeah, well, this is absolutely fine. I shouldn't have too many issues here as long as I don't get myself killed. You know, that's the biggest problem. Even if we do end up losing a couple of troops, I actually think that that's worth it. 63 renown. Just think about it. 63 renown from this. And we can probably do this multiple times if I don't die. That's the big caveat there. You know, that's the big caveat. We definitely don't want to die. And it does seem as though things are working relatively well. Anson is not dead. Julia got a couple of kills too, which is really nice. So there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. Look at that. 63 renown. Absolutely insane. Obviously, we only eliminated 88, which is not really the point. You know, the point is not to eliminate enemies, but it is interesting nevertheless, because look at this. What can we do now? Nothing. All right. Yeah, we're gonna retreat. We're gonna retreat. I know we lost some renown right there because that's just how Pendor works now, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to get another sally out, but we still gained 43 renown from that. And that means I now have 326 renown, 18 honor. Obviously, we did end up losing quite a bit, but you could see here, I had 101, right? I had 101 maximum company size, as far as I could remember, and now we have 105, just from one sally out. I think it's good. I think that's a good strategy. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually bad. I don't know. Maybe there are better ways to gain renown, but I felt like it was pretty easy, don't you think? I thought that was pretty easy, but maybe the better way of doing it is just fighting vassals and just going on from there, because vassals are a lot easier to deal with. We could go into Torba here. I am a little bit damaged. Wait, who's that? Oh, hello. All right. Yeah, this guy is not someone you want to be dealing with right now. At least I don't. I do want to fight this guy, though, if I can. There we go. Hello there, sir. All right, so let's do it. 92 versus 71. Okay, yeah, this guy's going to be pretty easy. Let's hope that he doesn't hold position. Well, yeah, this has turned into a bit of a bloodbath already, as you can see. The first couple of kills coming in really, really early on, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting even more as I run in here and turn our enemies' backs to our crossbowmen, because of course they're just going to get absolutely slaughtered. They're going to get shot in the back, and everything is going to turn up hunky-dory for us. You know, it's going to be absolutely fine. And, well, the one thing we've got to be careful of are these guys. You know, as we know, they are actually... Did that guy actually hit me, or did I get shot? I think I must have gotten shot, because there's no way he could have hit me from there, right? I don't know. Sometimes things are weird, you know? Sometimes the hitboxes and things like that, you know, I can misjudge them pretty easily, considering some of these fellows are using some really, really long weapons. So there is that. I wouldn't mind getting some kills, actually, because leveling up is part of the main problem for us right now. We are limited only by our, should we say, leadership skill, prisoner management skill. Well, mostly leadership skill, to be honest. I knew I was going to die there as soon as that guy reared back his weapon. I knew that was a death. Alright, so not long after our previous battle, we encountered two Deshar vassals riding along in the countryside, and obviously we want to fight them, right? We want to fight them. These guys are going to give us 33 renown for our troubles if we can achieve victory, which I think we probably will be able to. My tactics skill is really coming into play here. It's hilarious how much it is actually doing for us right now, because I have 8 in tactics plus 3, I think it is 8 plus 3 right now that we have, and the amount of times where we've headed into a battle, and clearly the battle advantage would be something different, right? Would be definitely something in the negative. It's not because of that. It's not because of our tactics skill. It's really, really good, actually. So anyway, we are just going to spread our forces out just a little bit. I did gain a couple of extra cavalry units, actually, for our previous trouble in the previous battle. So that's actually pretty good, because that means that we can be a little bit more mobile on the world map specifically, as well as on the battlefield. At least I can hope so. Obviously, at the moment we don't currently have all of our forces on the field itself, because the enemy is doing some weird stuff. And once more, a distraction is the name of the game. Hopefully we can not die this time around. And there we go, nice hit. Okay, can we maybe get a little bit more of that? It's actually quite amusing. Oh, nice damage. There we go. Okay, good, good, good. I actually leveled up too. Level 16 now. We can only hope that we're going to be getting more of that. Nice, good damage. Look at that, 50 damage. I am, just as a reminder, I'm running around with 3 Power Strike right now. 3 Power Strike. And we are managing to get some pretty decisive strikes going on here. Very, very important. And usually, and that's the funny thing, usually that's the reason why I would 100% recommend in Pendor, as well as pretty much any mod, to be honest, is literally just to go for as much Power Strike as you can, because it is directly tied to how much experience you're going to be getting. Basically it's all about getting kills. I mean, you can obviously level up by just winning battles, but getting kills really does speed things up to a certain degree, because I'm getting 450 experience here, 300 experience there, and it really does make a pretty big difference over time. Not a significant amount, but over time it definitely does. Now we are gonna, for some reason I feel like we're not really doing very well. Is that just me? I don't know. It feels like we're not really killing that many, but I think we are. That's the funny thing. I feel like we are actually winning this quite decisively. I mean, you can see here, look at this. Look at how many kills we've gotten, but it does feel as though we are taking a lot longer, probably because these guys have massive amounts of cavalry, because that obviously skews the combat strength bar in the top right of the screen, because whenever an opponent has a bunch of cavalry, they're always going to be rated a lot higher than you might expect. But yeah, anyway, we should be fine here. Well, there it is, a victory for us nonetheless. We did end up losing quite a few, quite a few crossbowmen in general. 5 regular crossbowmen and 2 armored ones. Not exactly great, but obviously because we are mostly using crossbowmen, we're going to lose some of them, We're going to lose some of them. It's just a natural course of things. Anyway, we're going to let this guy go. As you see, he actually does have a good personality, which is quite nice. And we're otherwise just, ooh, actually pretty nice gloves right there. Okay, I like that. Okay, no, there's nothing else for anyone else here, so we're just gonna leave. Okay, so this is basically me going in to help out one of our friends here. One of the Empire vassals was being attacked by the Dashar Windrider war party. Now, they have just had 3 Dashar vassals join in this particular engagement. Now, I am still extremely damaged, as you can see, because this was just, well, basically 2 seconds away from where we were beforehand. And, well, as you can clearly tell, we're still very, very damaged. Now, I can only hope that, is the enemy, wait a minute, is he going to be an idiot? Yeah, he is. Oh dear. We might have a bit of a problem here, friends. Yes, this might be a bit of an issue because he's going to do this thing now, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, wait, no. He's a Radiant Cross guy. He has Shadow Hunters too. Oh, okay. Wait. Maybe we're actually going to be okay. Maybe we're actually going to be fine. Okay. We've got to stay next to him then. We've got to stay next to him. And we've got to try and see whether we can actually do something here. We just need to provide him with as much support as possible and not die. It's easier said than done, of course, because I have, what, 5% HP, 10% HP, something like that. So, yeah, probably not going to be extremely easy, you know? Not going to be very easy for us. Let's spread out a little bit here. Hopefully my crossbowmen will actually start firing. Why are they not firing, actually, right now? Okay, there we go. Now they're starting to fire. This is... yeah. This is not going to work. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just not going to work. I am going to die very, very quickly here. I can do some damage, but I'm going to get shot in the back, or I'm going to get hit somewhere along the way. There's no way. I'm actually surprised that this guy is losing that badly, because he has Radiant Cross Plague Wardens. Radiant Cross Plague Wardens are some of the best crossbowmen that you can get, as far as I remember. They've got some amazing proficiencies, and I'm kind of surprised about that, to be honest. Okay, I'm getting shot. That's okay, though. Let's move our forces forward. Yeah, get them on top of this hill here. That's perfect, perfect. Okay, gotta be careful. Don't get shot. I am being targeted right now. Let's tell my cavalry to charge in. Tell my infantry to charge in as well. Because if I end up dying, they're gonna charge in anyway. So I should probably take advantage of the fact that a lot of the allies' forces are charging too. Nice, good damage. Unfortunately, there it was. Yeah, see now that's exactly what I was afraid of. Someone coming in from the side that I didn't see and murdering us. And they only did 22 damage, which is really, really sad. If I had a little bit more HP, we probably would have been okay. But yeah, we are going to have some huge problems with this. I may, in fact, have to retreat and let this guy die. I might have to do that. Maybe. What do you think? I'm actually not entirely sure. This is actually one of those times where, despite me having literally, well, let's just say, despite me having almost 100,000 hours in the game, I am unsure about this one. Usually I would say, yeah, let's get out of here, because I'm going to end up losing quite a few troops. The enemy, well, shall we say, the enemy has actually exterminated basically all of our allies. And we are receiving reinforcements. The question is, are we going to be able to sustain this position, hold the position, until our reinforcements get to where we are? Maybe. It feels to me like maybe that is a possibility. I mean, they're getting a couple of additional Radiant Cross Plague Wardens. As you can see, we are receiving... oh no, there's a farmer. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem in itself. But we've already eliminated... oh, we're actually doing pretty well. We've eliminated 128 of the enemy so far. Okay. Should I just... you know what? I'm just going to commit, okay? I'm just going to 100% commit to this fight. And if we end up losing a huge amount of troops, then that's just how it's going to have to be. My renown gain is going to be very little, actually, by the way, in comparison to what you'd think. Because for me personally, I would have thought this battle would give me easily about 50 renown. but it's giving me like 29, I think. 29 is still pretty decent, you know, that's not too bad. But considering we're fighting over 300 troops, or around 300 troops, I think personally it should be more, but you know, that's how it goes, isn't it? Yeah, that's how it goes. And it does look as though we are going to achieve victory. I've just been kind of sitting here just being like, oh, yes, how is it actually going? And no, it actually seems to be going remarkably well. We did end up losing 17 troops, however, which I have to admit is very, very painful. However, I'm kind of hoping that this is going to lead to us being able to potentially create our own faction, because this is the whole point. If we can weaken a particular faction enough, just a small amount, you know, just a small amount. We don't need a huge amount of weakening, right? But just a little bit, so that another faction can come in and take something. We may, in fact, then be able to take that fief immediately. Very, very fast. It just depends on a number of factors. Now, we did end up losing, yes, as you can see, 11 armored crossbowmen. Very, very painful, like I said. However, we did eliminate 240 enemies, and that is it. There you go. This guy literally would have died if I hadn't helped him. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Does he actually have a wife, by the way? Does this guy? Yes, he does. Yeah, okay, of course he does. All right, so there you go. I'm in your debt for what you just did. I hope one day I'll find a way to repay it. Okay, well, there you go. I'm actually going to be letting most of these guys go. They all seem to have decent personalities, as you can see right there. I don't really care about the personality, to be honest. I mean, most of the time, they are... they're just going to be fine, you know. It's not really a big deal to me. Okay, so we are otherwise, unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that they'd have a decent amount of people that I could potentially rescue, but they do not, of course, as you might expect. Yes, somewhat unfortunate. Okay, so this is where we currently are, as you see. I'm going to actually leave now. Rafik is attempting to be annoying. He's following Cleon Legatus, and, well, I'm absolutely fine with him doing that. I am absolutely fine with that, as we are now going to make our way back to Janos. And, yeah, it's actually not even been that long since we began the episode, funnily enough. Because, as I said, you know, we basically just traveled over to Deshar territory, tried to do a siege, you know, did a little bit of testing, because technically I feel like we'd probably be okay. The funny thing is, I think we would probably be okay if we went into a siege, because it was kind of a bit of a premature test to see how things would actually go. And we're going to get 2,800 from this. That's pretty decent, Let's get some cheese. Let's go into the tavern here. Mercenary armored crossbowman. We do have another farmer here as well, which is definitely going to be something I'm going to be doing in just a second. And yeah, I'm still asking all of these guys for rumors and stuff like that, but unfortunately for me, we're not getting very lucky with that. Okay, so Fanada is just here. That is fantastic. These kinds of quests are absolutely fantastic, by the way, like really, really good, because generally, if you have any recruits or you have people that need to level up or anything like that, this is an absolutely perfect way to do it, because enemies like rogue, blackheart knights and squires and so on and so forth, they can be extremely lucrative to eliminate, because they do have, well, they've got a, I think, how much is it? 400? Do they give you 400 or something like that when they die? I'm actually not entirely sure, but yeah, I really need to actually get my HP back, because me taking 10 damage here and there and just dying instantaneously, that is not it. Thank you very much. That is not it. That is just not very fun. Unfortunate for me, and maybe for you as well, but we do get to watch this wonderful, wonderful spectacle of our armored crossbowmen absolutely shredding everyone around them, which I do have to admit is very satisfying. And I cannot wait until we have an army entirely comprised of these guys. Anyway, there we go. We've got 10 renown. 10 renown. We got some honor for that as well. Very, very, very easy, actually, for us to get that. And you can see here, There we go. Okay, so Kavera has come back. That's absolutely wonderful. There you go. She's back. She's brought some Fierdsvein heavy squires. Heavy skirmishers. Sorry. Not heavy squires. Heavy skirmishers with her. And I'm pretty sure that Lethal Durin will be coming back sometime soon as well. And I'm actually not entirely sure if he will allow us to go above the company size. I'm kind of hoping he will, but it very much depends, I suppose. Anyway, let's just go for another point in engineering here. As you could no doubt tell, Anson does not have enough. He really does not have enough. He needs more engineering skill to make the ladders be constructed that much faster, because otherwise it's just very, very harsh. And yeah, we're going to be leveling up another little bit of charisma here. I'm going to get another point in trade skill, I think. I don't think there's anything else that I really want to get. Yeah, we'll just get another point in trade, level up everything else that we can there, and then we can move on to ethos. Now, Avendor is being attacked by the 3 seers. Now, this is a potential for a fief that we could take, right? It's potentially very, very good. So we'll see how that goes, but in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.